Hey guys, my name is Seniac and welcome to what we're calling FishTown here in City Skylines. Just like Oil Town, the other series that we do, we're going to be building a town, a village, a city, I don't know what it's going to become, that solely relies on the fishing industry. Yes, this is going to have a lot more challenges than Oil Town. We probably won't go as crazy as Oil Town, and we'll see where it goes. So there's a lot I want to show you, a lot we're going to talk about what we're going to be doing. But most importantly, if you enjoy and want to see more of this brand new series of FishTown, then please make sure you smash that like button down below. If you're new right here, make sure you subscribe so you're notified when that next video comes out. And let me know in the comment section what you think about this. Now, we have this tropical island in the middle of nowhere right now. It is beautiful. And basically we're going to be building a little village. It's going to start as a small village to begin with, and we're pretty much going to grow this kind of village into a town, into a city, if it goes that far, solely relying off the fishing industry. So we're going to be taking advantage of that brand new DLC. It's got little kind of islands that dot over towards the edge of the map. There is a road and a train kind of connection on that final island over there, but it's going to take quite a few episodes to even be able to get that far, as you got to try and build. And there is a little island over there in the distance, so unlike Oil Town, there's no hidden areas. It's just simply a couple of road connections to kind of get this map working. You get the point of it. But look at this beautifulness right now. If we zoom right in, there's all these little coral reefs right now, some rocks, all these shorelines, these beautiful islands, and this is pretty much all we get to work with at the moment is this little square. Now, I did get this map off the Steam Workshop. I can't quite remember what it was called, but I'll put it in link down below in the description if you want to go check that out. And wow, here we go. So first things first then, we need to kind of set things up, and just like Old Town, there's no possible way for residents to kind of get in here. So we're going to have to set up a little harbour to bring them over by boat. So we're going to colonize this land. We're going to have the first people set foot on these islands that are going to be known as, well, it's going to be known as FishTown anyway. My inspiration stopped there, guys, okay? Literally, Oil Town, copy and paste, but with fish. And we're going to hopefully get all this set up. So industry-wise, here is the fishing. It's quite expensive to get all up and running, so we have to make sure that we are, being careful with our money. But first things first, though, we need to get people over here. Now, if I was to buy an extra piece of land, that will cost me 2,000. And how much for this one? 4,000. Right, I'm going to buy. So I got 4 tiles in total. So I got a little bit of, room to maneuver and kind of set things up. So this is going to be quite exciting then. So let's check out the fish region first. So in industry, we have at the moment 3 types of fish. We got the in the middle here, we got the anchovies, we got a little bit of salmon on the sides, which is pretty nice. And we have the shellfish as well. No tuna on the map at all. It's quite difficult to get tuna because you've got to really set up some fast flowing water. We might do that at some point. We'll never know. We'll see how it rock and rolls. But that is our fishing map. In terms of natural resources, there's lots of forestry, a little bit of farming, there's some oil dotted around in the water, and near the big piles of rocks there's a little bit of ore. But I don't think we're going to be taking advantage of that. We can do it if we want, but I want to kind of get this whole place built up in its roots, coming from the ocean, coming from the fish. People, they're going to smell beautiful. They're going to stink of fish, boys. So, first things first then, let's get a harbour placed in. Ship. Let's find the harbour here. So a harbour is going to cost us 1,600 a week to run. That's very expensive. But we'll intermittently turn it on and off to kind of save money. We'll just kind of get it or add it in so we can get a big bulk of money coming in. So I'm thinking I'm going to build around this area to begin with. What's that little... Oh, I'd say, what's that purple line there? It's the airplane line. Or do I get it over here? I got many, many decisions. I think what I'll do... We kind of set our basis up. So if we have in our heads that we're going to have the road connection island hopping, let's say we did that over to here. We know we're going to need a center road that kind of splits down the middle of the island for the traffic. And it's going to be quite a shame to delete all these trees. We're going to ruin the natural habitat. But let's get a road anyway, and it's going to be paradise. So we're going to go for this 4-lane road. And I think we'll kind of bring it down here as we then switch into a bend, so I can kind of go with the natural way the area progresses. So if I come to about there by 60, right, and then if we actually can go a bit further down, couldn't we? Yeah, we'll go to about another 30. No, we'll go 40. So that's a solid 100. And if I went down the middle here by 120, or should we go for another 100? Right, let's go for another 100 just there. And here, we'll go back by 2 on each side. And then we'll create our beautiful bend. There we go. So that will be the main kind of stretch of road that cuts through the middle, which will be pretty sweet, mate. So after this then, we're going to build our small little kind of quiet hamlet, our little town, our little village, so to speak. So for a normal road then, I think I'm going to build it on, let's see, should we build it on this side or this side to begin with? I think we'll build it on this side, which will be quite nice. So we'll pick a little point here, and we'll stretch this up to about there. What's 50? 50 would be, now we'll go 40. Boom, just like that. Well, it's actually a little bit more than 40 because we got to do like the one center off. It's like more than, it's actually 41 we kind of have to go up to. But if I go by 30 and cut in, and then we'll just create a small little grid effect. There we go. If I delete that one there, and then kind of come up, 10 there, boom. There we go. That's going to be our kind of beginning. If I do another 30, so I'm not doing too many connections along here, so at least they can flow pretty well. To there. To there. And I think for now then, we'll trail it out. So we'll go out by 20. We'll go out by 10 there. Go out by 10 here. Bring that up by 10. Bring that out by 10. So we're creating like a sprawling village to begin with, before we add more to it. There we go. So that can be our small little village from the get-go, our small little town. And then we need to set up then a way to bring in the harbour. So let's see. The fishing route, as we know, well, not the fishing route, the shipping line comes in just here. So I think it would be a good idea to kind of have the harbour over here for you know, from the get-go. There we go. So we're going to want to bring the road down. Now, that's actually a really good height. I ain't got to play around with that, which is pretty sweet. But I'll unhook that road using the Touch It mod. And then from that, if I pick the centerpiece and brought up like that, that can be the end of the line for this road. So if this came down a bit more by another 80, and then how much for that bend? Right, let's go up a bit more. Let's go up by another 10. Right, 26. Okay, that's 26 by 26, so it's like the perfect curve that goes in, so it ends at the harbour. So you could think of it as the first people to settle in this region, on these islands. This is the start and end of the whole town, if you think of it. They walked, they got off the boat. Our first, we had this issue when we built Oil Town. What's the correct term? Is it pilgrims? I don't think it's pilgrims. Colonists, explorers, freedom fighters. I don't know. They've set sail from their native lands in search of a richer future. Found these beautiful places. This becomes the start. Down they go, and they thought, you know what, this will be a good spot here that we can set up camp. That's pretty much the way we can kind of think of it. Alright, sweet mate. So, got that set up there. I think I want to expand this a little bit more. Like there. If I brought that kind of up a bit more. Do you reckon I need some more of those little turn-ins? Yeah, I think I want to sprawl it a lot more. like that. Does it just get like a better effect? Oh, that's better. I like it. It looks like it was created a little bit more natural, where we had like some kind of order, and then the mayor just kind of give up and let people grow themselves. But that's a pretty cool way to do it, isn't it? Now, this is going to cost us a fortune. Of course it is. Of course it's going to cost us a fortune. But we need to get all the main stuff set up. So if I start here with the water grid, and then kind of follow the road around. So if I go up to there, cut straight across. Up to here, cut straight across. And then out we go there, out we go that way. Try and get the best of the areas. So bring that one across a bit more as well. And this up here is just missing a little bit, but I'll bring it to there, straight down. Sweet. So that should then all have the water, but we haven't got it all set up just yet. But we'll get onto that in just a moment. So in terms of zoning, we got some residential. We're going to try and do most of, I mean, we will have some high density residential eventually when we kind of up and running and we got like a really good economy. But for some time right now, we're pretty much just going to have it all set up to low density residential. And you're probably wondering, Senik, why don't you have it where you naturally unlock stuff? I would have done that, but it's down to the sheer point that I need the harbour to be able to get people moving in. So if I just come off the main road section there with all of this, I kind of zone this section and we'll let itself grow naturally, and we'll use a bit of, put some commercial in here. We need water, we need power, we need all that good stuff. So let me just get the water grid going down to here as well. There we go. So we need power then. We need garbage, we need water, and we need sewage as well. We got to get all that stuff hooked up. So where would be the best place to kind of put that stuff in for now? Where is there going to be an area that I don't kind of mind polluting as much? That's going to be a tough one, isn't it? That really is going to be a tough one. Because I want to create my little fishing industry. So I might do some fishing in the little bay area here to begin with. So it might mean that I kind of create something around here. Set my little fishing industry up maybe over here somewhere. And then do some actual processing industry on this side. There's many ways in which I can go for it. Or, yeah, okay, we'll do it over here then. So at the end of this road, we'll create our own little grid. Just like that. That will be all the little processing plants. So we're going to need... Let's have a look at the water then. Again, I've got to make sure I'm keeping it quite cheap, if you know what I mean. So I could do water towers. Or I could do the large water towers, which I think we're going to do the large ones. But before I get into that, I need to look at the treatment as well. I don't actually know how much we need for this. We have the advanced one. We have the inland water. Okay, we did the inland water treatment one. We also have these. These are the eco versions. So we'll get one of these in. And we'll place it just there. Does it create, yeah, it does create a little bit of pollution going around. So I think we'll then create another road that sticks out a little bit further. Let's go out by 25, where we'll place down our water tower. So it's out of the way of the pollution zone. So I know it doesn't need a road, but it looks kind of nicer when you like hook it up like that. So get them connected. Get this running all the way down. It just needs a little bit of power. Now, we got to set up as well. So we've got the water, we got the sewage done. We need power and garbage. So I don't want to go for a landfill site straight away because that will really ruin the natural resources around. Recycling centre could be good, but I have a feeling it's going to be pretty small. But then again, it'll be able to handle our needs at the moment. So yeah, I'll place one of those in. And in terms of power then, this is the next one that's a little bit tricky. Now, I only say that because if I did an oil or the coal plant, we've got to be able to bring oil and coal in when it runs out. I don't have any cargo set up at all. And we probably won't do for quite some time. So we might have to forget about that for a minute. I could go for the solar plant, but that is 1,200 a week to run. I could kind of go for some wind turbines, but the wind is not that strong. We had the advanced wind turbines that go in the water, but again, they also, we need quite a few of them, and they do rake up a bill. So we got the offshore wind turbines. They're 96, and it's like, do I really start destroying natural resources? Sometimes it's just something that we have to do. So for 8,000, they give us $96 in upkeep. So I'm going to place some kind of close, like there and there. They don't give me much power. But then if I'm just trying to get it close to the shore. So we are taking advantage of Mother Nature. We're slightly ruining the environment, but we've got a nice little wind farm set up. And then what we'll do is run some power lines through it. So down there, to there, to there. It's quite a shame, isn't it, that we now have to destroy a lot of the trees. And alright, if I place that there to there. I about to say, you can't do bends, can you, with power grids? There we go. It's a shame that it kind of deletes a lot of the trees, but that's what we got to do. We got to cause some deforestation to kind of get all up and running. Now, I think what we should do as well, before I press into play mode and get our first people moving in, we should kind of, when we do get a ship coming over, we should then see who the first person to set foot on these islands are. And like how we did in Oil Town, where we dedicated that city park to Charles Phillips, he was the first dude to enter Oil Town. We should do something very similar to this, as it's like the first person to enter FishTown in a way. So, into play mode then, just to kind of initially see what our expenses are going to be like. We've still got quite a bit of money before we do build our little fish industry, which will provide all the jobs. And at some point, the houses will start to build. I think what we'll do, we'll bring that out to there, ready for the power to connect. And then we're going to have to wait. Oh, we need power down here as well. So we're going to have to wait until a boat comes before we can really see what's crack-a-lacking. Right, there we go. All the power grids all hooked up. House is now being built. The power will be over there very shortly. And now we're just literally waiting for our first resident to move in. Now again, like I said, we've got to get all these guys powered up. Look at that, 4,400 losing at the moment. It's a good job we can kind of take that kind of beating for now. And here we go. Here we go, boys. Look at this. People are moving in. Is that ship got people on? Yes. Here is our first ship. So we have vehicles driving around. They're just service vehicles. But we're waiting for that first person to make their way. Oh, you didn't know? Okay, no. You're not coming then. Right, fast forward again. I thought that ship was going to be the one. I thought it was the chosen one, boys. It wasn't. It was not. Still waiting for boats then. So now we got that residential kind of growth done. Ooh, hold on, let me pause. Is the power not connecting? What seems to be the issue? There we go. Sweet, mate. Sweet. So yeah, now we got a bit of residential, and the commercial and industrial demand is now climbing. There is going to be a few jobs for some of them buildings that we did add in. There's 174 jobs available. But we literally got to wait. Okay, here we go. Yeah, that's got 100 people on. That's going to be our first ship coming in. Or it could be this one over here. You just never know who's going to arrive first. Oh, it could be this one. Oh, we got a race. We got a race for ships right now, boys. We got a race for the ships. So who's going to be the first one? Yeah, definitely this one then. So we'll put it into play mode. And we're now literally waiting to spot the first person. Who is the first person that is going to appear? And they... Oh! It's this dude right there. He is it Pierce Dixon? Is that how you say it? He is the first person, as you can see there, to step on to Fishtown. Can we class him as our founding father? I mean, it's quite a cool name. It's a weird one. But remember that name, guys. Remember that name. Pierce Dixon. So, well, how many of them will choose to walk? Wow, really? I suppose not many people can afford to drive yet, can they? But it's a long walk, isn't it, to the houses? It's a real long walk. Now, they're complaining about they need protection. They need the policing system. Now, I don't know whether I should build that first or whether I should start adding a little bit of our fishing industry, a basic version. Now, wherever I place it is not going to be the final position. Because what I've been thinking of is, this little section down here has a lot of nice little outlets, like this. They could be like fishing piers and docks where we can place all the boats if we kind of land sculpted them correctly. Yep, I'm going to be reclaiming a lot of land this series, guys. A lot of land. But that looks like a more natural kind of tail end to the whole place, where we can set up eventually our whole fishing industry. It kind of also looks like an animal, it's like some legs or so. I don't know. It looks kind of weird, doesn't it? But yeah. But for now, though, we'll kind of create it over here and just start fishing very close in the natural bay area. So let's go to the fishing section then. And what we'll do, we'll set up a nice little fishing harbour. About there. Yeah. We'll unhook the road. And we'll get this connected. So we'll pick a nice little point about here. And we'll go just there by 30. Stick that out by 10. So a 6 by 6. There we go. That brings us kind of into that area. So that's where our first job will take place. The first time we'll do some fishing. We're going to set up our little fishing route in just a moment anyway. But let's get all this connected. Now, this is not going to be the be-all, end-all of making us money. Far from it exactly. But it's a start. It's a start to turn that deficit around. Before I have to spend more money on stuff like policing and healthcare and all that jazz. Okay then, right, let's get the fishing trail set up then. So really it's only going to be able to fish anchovies from the get-go. So we'll make it nice and simple. You don't want fishing boats out there too long. So we do a nice little trail just there, nice little back and forth, and that should be perfect for those guys. Now, I don't know how soon it will be until we have to start building a fish market or anything like that, but you know what, we'll build a fish market straight away because it will provide jobs and a little bit of a shopping opportunity for people as well. So where should I place this then? So we can come off there, we can create a nice little area just here really, couldn't we? So if I came up to about here, by 40 and went straight down, and this would be where like a farming industry would be that we can add in. So we're going to kind of ruin that natural land from the get-go and just see what we can come up with. So back to the industry, we're going to create our little fish market, the first place to where we can sell fish, provide a couple of extra jobs, and also a place for them to do some shopping and spend some money. So it's weird how a lot of them kind of got up to this point and decided to get in a car. There are nice little waves of residents. And we're nearly up to 400 residents. Right, we're going to have to get a police station in because they'll only just complain really, really bad. I think if I just get the basics in, then we really understand where we are and then we've got a goal that we can pretty much work on. So a police station, we'll add... okay, we'll add police station there. I'll add a fire station just here. And then we'll start adding the rest of the stuff as time goes on. But that should be pretty handy then. So how many jobs does that now provide to the island of what we've got set up? So 300 potential jobs. So that is almost, we've almost got as many jobs as freaking residents at the moment, which is a good thing. We just got to wait for them to all settle in and then the unemployment to drop. Fishing boats are currently out. Oh, it's already got 100% fish loaded up straight away. So I think that route is a little bit too long. Don't you think? Yeah. Right, let me delete the route. Then we'll redo the route because I didn't realise how... It's quite misleading, isn't it? So it's like a point where, you know... That is the perfect loop. Almost, with how small that is. Let's keep a track of this boat then. Let's have a little fast forward. So how far does it get before it's 100%? Right, it's already starting to turn kind of semi-round and head back. And it's at 50% now. And at what point does it get 100%? So it's probably going to get about 100% around about here. 100%, yeah, give or take, and off it goes. Well, it's not too bad, is it? A short distance, I can get back pretty easy, pretty quick, and then get some delicious fish. So look at the different vibe we got for this area. It's very green, isn't it? I like it. I like it. It's that tropical vibe that we've got going on right now. So, yeah, 70% are unemployed. I'm hoping... Wow, we got over 500 people already? I'm hoping that kind of drops as time goes on. Well, more because there's more jobs available, more people getting employed, if that makes sense. But we do need a little bit of commercial and stuff like that. So let's go back into play mode then. Got a little fish market on the go. Fish are being sold. So are we making any money off that just yet? Not yet, no. But let's get some commercial down anyway. So we do a nice little strip here, which I can only bring so far down. So if I just quickly bulldoze this, just so I can get my low density commercial in, and then we'll bring over the power grid just like that instead. Do it that way. And how are this up here? These guys all okay? So actually, let me check out that stuff out. So power, we got plenty of power at the moment, which is great. So our little wind farm is doing justice. Water and sewage, we got a lot to kind of see us through for quite some time. Garbage, that's still... we're actually pretty much at halfway. So I knew that recycling centre won't do us the world of good. Oh, death. Now we need some death care, don't we? Let's get a little crematorium. So I place the crematorium just over here. So we really got to build upon this to kind of get it up and running. Right. Do you think we should add in another fishing thing? I think we should at this point. We really should. I mean, we're trying to sell, but the money's not coming in just yet. So I think we're going to have to up it slightly. So let's see what we could do now. I could do another fishing harbour, which would be nice. Or we could fish for seaweed. Production rate's pretty high. It's 14,000 versus 8 freight trucks, really, isn't it? Got a fish farm there that also does some producing. Now we'll keep it simple. We'll just get another little fishing harbour set up, and we'll get this one done. We'll get it. Can I get it done right next to it? Let me see. Yeah, I can anarchy it in, which is pretty nice. There we go. And what we'll do is we'll touch it to unhook it, delete it, and allow this road to kind of... Oh, hello. Excuse me. Why is that road not connecting like that? What's going on? I think it had, because it's the random little spot there, wasn't it? There we go. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So give that a little bit of water. Should have power. Yep. And then let's add this little fishing route onto it. So we'll start over here. So it just comes out to the side. And then we'll make it then travel all the way back. Now I wonder if that is 100% loop. I've made that one slightly smaller. Is that on a different... Is that on the one I just set it on? No. This one is here. So fast forward then. And I want to see what percentage it is by the time it gets back. Now, I feel like I could have underdone that where it's slightly under. Oh, do you know what? No. I mean, the way it's going, this actually could get to 100%. See, that one's a little bit better. See, I've done that one so much better this time around. So we've got a couple of fishing boats now heading around. And again, like I said, that would have now provided more jobs. We've got 416 jobs available. Good stuff. So some of that would have come from the commercial as well. So we've got some nice commercial buildings down too. Glorious. And let's go back into play mode. And let's see now then where our money is being spent. Where are we kind of losing the majority of it then? So in terms of expenses then, we still haven't made anything. Oh no, I think I was looking at this one the whole time, wasn't I? Damn it, I think I was. But we're now making $71 from the fishing industry. I mean, don't expect me to start buying Rolls Royces and Bentleys just yet, but it's a start, guys. It's a start. So our biggest expenses right now then, it's pretty much a little bit of everything, isn't it? I mean, I could potentially reduce our water and electricity bill because we're not using anywhere near the capacity that we have. Our shipping bill we can bring down. So if I bring down my budget, and where's the ships here? If I bring it down to half it, so at this moment we've still got ships coming in, but I've reduced it by half. At some point I can just simply turn it off, so we haven't got any more coming in, because you know, at that point it might be ideal. Right, electricity versus water. Yeah, we can reduce all of those. So if I bring the electricity down to 80%, the water down to 80%, and yeah, the water also counts as sewage as well. So that'll be a way to slightly reduce our bills, which are now down into the first time ever, the 3,000 mark a week that we're losing. Good stuff, good stuff. That's what I like to see. And we've now initially got our little town slightly up and running. So we don't really have any new demand just yet for residential. We have quite a bit of industrial and some commercial we'll also place down as well. So I think we'll do a nice another little strip here of commercial. And there we go. Get it all set up for these guys. And if I go to my jobs right now, let's have a little fast forward to get it all in. But unemployment's now at 69%. So as the more jobs become available, more people can become employed. We're now down to 3,200 we're losing a week, which is good. So we're making some slight improvements in all areas. And then, what is the fishing industry saying these days? From 70 to 60. So yeah, we're kind of hovering around that then. So we do need other ways in which we can make some more money. So fish, we're doing good. We're consistently getting boats come back filled, which is pretty sweet as well. And how much would it cost us for the fish factory? Right, $25,400 a week. So you got to be hoping that we're making $400. I don't think we're ready for that just yet. We're not bringing in as much fish at the minute, are we? Really? We're not really. But our residential demand is now starting to grow again. So I think what we'll do then is we'll add in all this zone in here for residential. Get some more people moving in, and hopefully we can push that 1,000 mark, which will be pretty nice. Expenses right now then. So how has it affected our power? Do you know, we can still bring down our power. What? So if I bring down to 50%, what about the water? And I'll do the same for the water as well then. Bring it down by 50%. Try and save a little bit of cash money moolah on those bills. Because I can still bring that down quite far and it won't really get affected too much. Fire we'll bring down by 80%. Police, 80% as well. Medical care, 80%. Just, again, reduce the bills slightly. I won't bring the industry down because that's what's going to eventually make us the tons of money. But I just want to keep bringing it down to the point where we can then start turning a profit. So new people moving in. Nice. And we'll slowly build this up. And it's going to be really, really good. So at some point we'll get an export area in. But again, that is like so expensive. We don't really have that industry set up just yet for it. We really don't. What's unemployment like now? 56. We're getting there. We're slowly getting there. So I think what we need to do now then, if I kind of just delete that road for a second and then kind of bring it down to here. And then pick a little spot. I'm going to do a seaweed farm. Pick a little spot along the coast here somewhere. So if I went there, I could then get this road. So 9 by 9 to go straight over. And we can start farming for some seaweed, which you get a little bit more money for. There is a lot more jobs available over there. They're all hooked up. And then we are now slowly starting to build that small little industry for our fish town. Oh, we haven't even renamed it, have we? Let me just rename it. Fish Town. There we go. Nice. That's pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool. So yeah, it provides the jobs. We're now 60% unemployed, which it's gonna kind of, you know, I'm all over the place right now. It's gonna kind of float around a lot because we still have the influx of people coming in who initially are unemployed. But I'm hoping that that seaweed farm just there starts producing more. We can then sell more before we can then eventually set up our little factory. So 85 still coming from the fishing industry. We'll give it time to kind of tick along and get to where we need it to get to. That's before we do start fishing for, you know, Pacific fish. We set up all these little harbours, but it's just all about trying to make money. We'll have our initial industry here, and eventually we'll move it down to here when we've got more money to kind of play around with that. But we're doing good. We're doing good. We're only losing 2,000 now then, so we've literally halved our deficit pretty easy. And now it's all about just trying to keep on top and keep growing the area. So we're about to cross 1,000 residents very, very soon. And then we have to eventually start thinking about ways in which we can kind of then upgrade all of this. So stuff like a little park would be pretty cool for these guys. So if I place a nice little park just there. And is it okay? Does it? Oh yeah, overlaps slightly. There we go. So I'm not saying it's going to upgrade all the houses, but it'll provide a little bit of extra relief for them. A little bit of leisure for the area, which they'll like. So if I fast forward now, I don't think it will cause any upgrades because it's only it has a small attractiveness. Oh no, it has an entertainment of 100. Wow. Okay, that's a lot higher than I expected it to be. But as soon as I add a school in and a medical centre, then we'll see some big improvements. We'll see some huge improvements at that point. How many people are craving for a school? Okay, and a school's also expensive to get. Wait, actually, do you know what? It's not. It's not as expensive as I thought it was going to be. So do you know what? I'll squeeze in one just here. Nice little school. Does that cause any upgrades? Not just yet. I think they're waiting for that medical centre. 400. Right, I'm going to bite the bullet. I'm going to pull it over here. Then they've got everything that they could... There we go. Houses should now eventually start upgrading. Will they? Won't they? Ooh, I still think we're a little bit early just yet, aren't we? We are a little bit earlier. So we got over 1,000 residents. So let's get a few more houses in them. We'll get this little section up here done. I mean, not all going to move in straight away. I can zone it, but we just got to wait. We'll get a little bit more commercial in. So now if I delete that, and I'll zone it just to here. How's the power? Is there any power coming to these guys at all? We'll drop that anyway. So look at my power production right now versus my consumption. So I need to up that bill now, don't I? So let's up that then to 75%. There we go. As you're now getting the extra zoning placed in, that's going to be more than enough. And that progression's getting there. So not enough goods to sell. So we really have to then start thinking about upping this industry. Not enough buyers for the fish. It's going to be a big vicious circle, isn't it? To the point where we really are going to need that export area in. But this is all the challenges that we're kind of going to get from building, you know, a city like this, a village, a town. Trying to get it to all run off something like this. This is kind of what we have to go through. We need some sewage treatment now, so I'm going to have to then slowly start rising the bills again. And that's when we're really going to have to think of ways in which we can make some serious cash. We've got plenty of ways to do it. Like next episode, we could dedicate that park to Pierce Dixon. That city park, the first one, and we can start charging money for people to go visit it. It's one way to kind of increase it. So we could do something pretty nice. We've got plenty of stuff that we can do and get up and running. But guys, you know the drill. If you enjoyed this and you want to see more of FishTown as you progress building this beautiful city, this beautiful region all based off the fishing industry, let me know in the comment section down below. If you do enjoy it, smash that like button. If you haven't already, please make sure you do subscribe so you're notified when that next episode comes out. But I think we might take advantage of some type of industry as well. But it might be the specialized stuff like farming and stuff like that, the base stuff. Not actual industry in terms of this. Just the zone stuff. But we'll see how far it goes anyway. Things could all change once we add in a cargo harbor anyway. So that would be kind of fun. Until next time, guys, I hope you do enjoy this. We'll see you all soon. So, goodbye.